What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Strong Art, aka I Sue the Guru, coming at you yet again with another video. And this is gonna be a little bit more of an impromptu video, basically. Just kind of dropping my thoughts, and I want to go ahead and address something that I know people in the comments was asking about. I get asked about every now and then. Where did you go for so long over your YouTube lifespan? Basically, you started your videos and it seems like you took like a 4-year break. You know what happened? Well, to just really cut straight to it, I was dealing with life. As I said in one of my first major videos that blew up, dreadlocks and why I wear them. I was talking about, how I was going through the divorce and stuff like that, and I was dealing with a lot of different things, family wise, career wise, trying to get myself right. At that time I was living in the apartment I was living in. I kind of wound up getting kicked out. Me and my brother, we wound up getting not kicked out. Let me rephrase. We didn't get kicked out, but it was hard for us to try to keep up the payments. We was trying to figure out things together. We wound up having to get up out of our apartment. Wound up having to move back in with my stepdad at that point. Trying to figure things out. Let's see. I went overseas for a bit. Oh man, there's a lot of things happened. Actually, I went overseas at the tail end of it, but I was trying to get back in school. I had so many different things going on, and I was going through the journey. I was going through the experience about a lot of things that I talked to you guys about. That's really what I was dealing with. And that's what I was doing. Because I would make a video, and I was actually in the middle of one video talking about how to understand yourself on a deeper level, and talking about vortexes, and listening to speakers like Abraham Hicks and stuff like that, and Tony Robbins. And in the middle of the video, while I was recording it, I realized that at that very moment, I didn't know what I was talking about. In that moment, I didn't know what I was talking about. And I stopped the video and I said, I don't even know what a vortex is. And I said, you know what? I need to do more research. I need to get more information before I'm going to sit back and try to act like I can start telling people about something that I haven't experienced yet. And that literally set the tone for, you're not ready. You're not ready necessarily to speak back on something that you haven't really done. So I had to learn more about, overcoming, reaching your higher self, and understanding yourself on a deeper level so that you can overcome stuff in life. And at that time I did go through a situation where, or a period where I did cut my hair. I literally made a video talking about the importance of dreadlocks, and sure enough, I did wind up cutting them. As you can see now, I know it's a little dark in here, but my hair is probably like to about right here now. If you watch my videos, you can obviously see that I have my dreads again. But I went through a period of, it's like, because people who have dreadlocks, they understand it's a spiritual journey. And like I said before in the other video, you'll go through a period of growing your hair because it's a purpose. You're serving a purpose. Like I said, one of the tribes, that they would grow their hair in the state of rebellion. They would grow their hair in the state of conflict, in the state of war. And that, that's why the locks, represented such a aggressive look, or things like that. It's aggressive, but it's also spiritual. Because while I was overseas working in Afghanistan, I had one of my buddies tell me, I told him, I was like, yeah, man, think about growing my hair back. He's like, oh, man, that's such an aggressive look. Why would you do that? And I said, exactly. Because it shows that you're serious, but also spiritual. So to me, it's like being balanced, one and the same. Like, you could put your hair up and do the corporate thing when you need to, or keep your business when you need to, but you can also let your hair down and turn into the beast. So you can really get to play on that duality. Those of you who are in the Star Wars know that Qui-Gon, they say, now this is real deep cut Star Wars lore, if they say Qui-Gon, he had his hair kind of actually represented kind of like being light side, but also representing the duality. You know what I mean? Because he was like, he had the long he had the long hair. He'd have it pulled back, but it also represented a feminine and masculine balance within Qui-Gon. Now I know that sounds a little whatever, but that's the deep lore. I've heard talks about how that's kind of where they were going with that. So he kind of has that balance. You know what I'm saying? He has that that he's just like a straight balance, almost like that's what they call him, a gray Jedi. So some rumors say that Qui-Gon is actually more of a gray Jedi than strictly about the order. But anyways, Star Wars rant. But my thing is just like, I still had work to do. I still had things to do. I still had things to go through. I still had things to get done. I had to get my money right. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I did take that break. And I'm back now because I'm in a position to where it's just like I've overcome so much. And what really brought me back to the space was every time I would talk to somebody, they would be like, damn, bro, you should write a book. Or do you have a YouTube channel? Or, where do you come from? You know what I'm saying? I was always giving people advice. Not that I'm trying to stand up on my soapbox and act like, oh, I'm so much more knowledgeable than everybody I meet. No, that's not the case at all. I've been through more things than people my age have really experienced. So for people who are around my age or a little younger, I usually have a good bit of knowledge to give to them if they ask for it. That's my thing. I don't go just dropping knowledge on people who aren't really trying to, learn whatever it is that I speak about. But I got deeper into the knowledge, started following the ways of the ancient teachings. I had to learn more about the ancient teachings. If that's who I say I am, I need to know more about it. All right? So I had to learn more about it. I started following the ways of our ancient ancestors in ancient Africa, or ancient Kemet, specifically in ancient Egypt. I had to learn and understand how and why I stepped out of religion. I had to learn why and who we were, studying the laws of the universe, the Hermetic principles, understanding our origins, who we were in ancient Kemet, why we had the laws of Ma'at, stuff like that, how we were balanced, being in tune, connected to the one that is all above, what I'm saying? Some people call it the Most High. You got, Ptah, Amun, Ra, what I'm saying? Understanding those concepts of how things came from the beginning, the beginning, how you have the waters of noon, and understanding what all that stuff means, sacred geometry, alchemy, all that stuff I had to learn because I saw that's where I was going, but I wasn't quite really at a space to where I could specifically tell people like go here to reference exactly what I'm saying, because it was more or less coming from me naturally based off of knowing through experience of, hey, because of my age, like, I've been through the military. I had to get out the house at 18. Been through the military. I had a situation where I'm just gonna get to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I was in the military, right? And I had a chick that I was talking about getting married to, and we had been knowing each other for a little while, kind of like in basic training. After basic training, we were both in Virginia in AIT, but not in the same place. We both wound up going to Fort Hood in Texas. Wind up linking up again, hanging out, bonding. Sooner or later, I deployed first, and my deployment cycle, when I was coming home, she was just leaving, going on her deployment cycle. So it was essentially kind of like a whole 2-year span where we wouldn't even get to see each other, right? So within that time frame, I was in the streets. What I'm gonna say, like, I was in the streets. I was doing my thing, and I wound up getting a girl pregnant. And within that, I had to kind of balance that whole situation. So now I was young. I could say maybe I was 20-ish, 21. Trying to figure out life, and I had a lot of things get put on me very early that I had to try to learn and overcome. Okay, so I had to deal with that, and then I'm about to be a family man, and then what am I gonna do? So some people say I did the right thing, and I wind up slowing things down, getting to know this girl, working with her, bonding with her, and actually learning that I really do like and care about this person. Wound up getting married, had a family, didn't work out, and then I go through my whole divorcement. Well, let me back up. Got out the military because there was the whole military arc of that. But just to keep it short, through the military, let's see, when we got out the military, we were in, we were stationed in Washington, got out the military and went back to Texas, and we were in Round Rock, right outside of Austin, okay? So we were there, right? And it was chaos. What can I say? We're both young, and I don't blame her, like, because some of you may watch my other content or maybe see me sit on other panels when I have these conversations about, oh, why are you red pill? And I'll talk about my marriage. It's not so much that I blame her, like, because people get on this red pill rage kick. I'm not raging. Or I went through a brief period where I was upset when I first started learning about red pill content. But I think it's more or less of, wow, that's how they really are. But after that, you don't just lash out. You know what I mean? You just kind of accept it. Like, okay. But, speaking on my marriage, it's not that I blame her for how things turned out. It was just in that time period, the chemistry did not mix well. We're both young. I was the man I was supposed to be. She was the woman she was supposed to be. And all the concepts and things that I know about marriage now, bruh, I would be able to sit back and just lecture the hell out of my old self. Because I was so off on so many levels. And I can admit that. That's why I say I'm good with it. Like, I don't have no ill will towards her. It's not like, oh, you hate your ex and that's why you're red pill. No, I'm at peace with my ex, man. We're good. As far as, like, there's no hatred between us. It is what it is. And we have a kid, so it's more about him anyway. It's not even a big deal. But going through that experience showed me that in order to understand life and go through life and be aware and deal with life, you're going to have to be red pill aware. The red pill just means aware and understanding the reality of life, not blue pill, not sleeping. There are different arcs within red pill, and there are different sex groups within the red pill manosphere, white manosphere, black manosphere, black pill and purple pill, and they're all different areas you can go into. Red pill really just means awareness. Okay, it just means you accept the reality. Okay, so that's that whole mindset. All right. So, like I said, I came to terms with who I was, and that's why I said I don't hold it against myself. I was young. You know what I mean? I went through a period of life where it was learning, and I had to learn and accept that, hey, bro, you made mistakes, and this is what we'll do in order to have that never happen again. And that's what it is. So, like I said, I dealt with the divorcement arc, and then wound up going down to San Antonio, staying with my stepdad and my brothers. And that's where I really was what we call going in the temple. That's where I started to go internal. Like, I know there's philosophers who talk about a period of life where you go into I almost said captivity. You go into seclusion. Like, they say, you go into the mountains, you go into the temple, you go into the caves. You know what I mean? You go into a place of solitude. That's it. You go into a place of solitude where it's you dealing with your demons and your thoughts. And then when you come to terms where you can understand and learn your demons and overcome your demons. Because the thing is, it's not about destroying your demons. It's about learning to live with them and accepting yourself and who you are. Okay? So to call them demons is only phraseology. But at the same time, I started getting closer into and different answers that just didn't work out under scrutiny. That's why I stepped out of religion, because I started to study it more. Most people who really study religion as the history of religion will slowly get out of it because they realize the truth in it. Okay, so I had to go through that whole process, right? And that's, once again, I talk about it all the time. That's a different topic, but I'm trying to stay, on point, streamline here. But I went through understanding a lot of the things that I was programmed with internally, as far as coming out of high school, getting in the military and all this other stuff. My internal programmings did not equate to the success that I wanted in life, or the type of outcomes that I was getting or wanted to get. Nothing. I had to really reprogram my whole structure, because everything that was already in me wasn't working. It wasn't working. Religion wasn't working. How I was taught to deal with women wasn't working. I would say one of the things that did work was being ethical, and we could say being patient with people. And I could say from my upbringing, those are some pillars that really stood in, though, because I have a southern upbringing. I was born in California. All right, don't get it twisted. I was born in Cali, but I grew up a military brat. So from Cali, we moved back over into, I think, Virginia first, where my sister was born, and eventually we got back down into Mississippi, where both my parents are from. So the crust, the main focus of my family is from Mississippi. And then eventually, as I got older, we kept moving around. Military, I was in Georgia, I was here, I was North Carolina, and all kind of different places throughout the South. And then as I got older, and I finished high school in El Paso. So that's really where I kind of started my journey, was Texas. And I've been in Texas for so long. And currently I'm not in Texas. Currently I am in North Carolina, but I keep it mobile, so I'm never in one place too long. But anyway, for those of you who've been asking, okay, for those of you who've been asking for this video, here you go. All right. That's pretty much how things have went. I went through a process, a journey of understanding, achieving goals. Like I said, when I got overseas, I went overseas to contract, by the way, from my military career. And that's one of the things that I did. And that's also a story in itself, just to speak on it briefly, is that while I was in San Antonio, I was in a mind state of saying, overseas is an option, but I don't want to go overseas because of what is it gonna is gonna be detrimental to my family. I know, because at that point I'm thinking, oh, maybe me and her can get back together, we can work things out, we can be a family again. And I think guys who get divorced, they all go through that. We'll try to say, oh, maybe we can run it back, let's run it back. And I went through that stage too. Me and her were talking again for a while. Things felt like the old days. I'm like, I'm going to get my wife back. We're going to go through this whole situation. We're going to be a family again. I actually was going up there visiting a few times. And it just wasn't. It wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't. We split for a reason. I accepted, and I had to accept it. And in that acceptance, I was able to, with a clear conscience, go overseas. Because the option to go overseas and work again as a contractor was always there. But you have to go into things with a clear conscience. Some people act like, oh, well, you wound up going there anyway. Why didn't you go back then when it's because your conscience wasn't clear. And when you do things in an unclear conscience, you will attract things improperly. Yes, timing does matter of when you do stuff. It does matter, because law of attraction is always working, meaning you're always attracting something based off of your internal thoughts and programming and where your mind is. So if I would have went there at a different time, I would have attracted different things, meaning that my outcome would have been different, but my outcome could have been different based off of the time frame that I went to go work overseas in Afghanistan. Because I would have made different moves with my money. I would have had a different idea of how I wanted to continue to go to the future. That's why understanding and going into solitude is so important. So when you get back into the real world, you know what solitude feels like. Huh? You know what solitude feels like, so you can always go there. That's why, ancients will tell you to meditate. So you know what it feels like to be cut off from society. so you can shut everything out and absorb what's coming in from the ether. That's the point. But if you've never done that before, you don't know how to do it. I know that sounds simple. If you've never done that before, you don't know how to do it. If you've never been in a solitude, if you've never gone to train with the monks, if you've never went to the high temples and stuff like that, if you've never been taught how to slow down, meditate, focus, then you'll always keep being distracted. All right? That's why I'm saying it's so important to be in tune and aware. Focus, meditate, shut people off. You know what I mean? Turn that energy off. If you listen to something on the radio that don't jive with you, turn that crap off. You watching the show that you don't like and your friends is watching it, get up out the room. Protect your energy at all costs. All right? Protect your energy at all costs. It matters. Because you need to know what it feels like to be in tune. And that's usually the point of when for people first start training in the metaphysics, meditation, and understanding stuff on a higher level, spiritually. You have to go into some type of solitude. Some people can get into it more naturally than others because some people are less distracted. But that is the point. That is the point. All right? That's the words of wisdom I want to leave you guys with today. So like I said, for those who've been asking, that's it. That's really just been the journey. Your boy's been making moves. I've done so many things. I got so many things that I've been able to get done, accomplish. Like I said, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Also, as usual, get in contact with me through my IG or my email, strongart06@gmail.com. Chris Strong Art on IG, chrisstrongart.com. Once again, that is Chris with a Z .com. If you want merch, hats, I got a hoodie line that's about to come up. I'm gonna be dropping the hoodies. It's gonna be very ancestral, type, stuff. Some is gonna be like more comedic style, you know what I mean? I got all my different logos or designs I do, but like I said, guys, hit the like button, run this thing up, guys, run it up, man. I love talking to you guys. I love dropping knowledge on you guys. You guys stay tuned, stay posted, stay in the loop, hit that notification bell as well, so when I drop something, you know when it's, it's here. But anyways, guys, that's the video for today, and I'll see you on another one. Peace.